So we were talking about people in this day and age, these young people, they don't know anything about the past in this country. They don't know about kids going to school with a shotgun and a rifle in the window of their pickup truck, the pick-em-up truck, right? They don't know about that. They don't know that people used to go with guns to school, and then when they'd get done with a school day, they might go out and go hunting. Okay? Now, guns in this country, the Second Amendment is not about hunting. But I'm just giving you an example of how life used to be when it was normal, okay, growing up. Second Amendment is about protecting yourself, your family, your friends, your property against tyrants. That's what the Second Amendment's about. And against people who want to hurt you or take your stuff. You need to be ready to just handle the business. You don't need to call somebody on the phone and say, hey, can you come and help me because I can't help myself. You know, you shouldn't be like that. I never needed to call anybody to come and handle my business. I always handled my own business. And that's the way how everybody else should be. You should handle your own business. You need to understand the Second Amendment is not just something said on a piece of paper. It's you having your firearm or your crossbow or whatnot, and you handling your own business. That's what the Second Amendment is about. Handling your own business, right? Keeping order yourself within your immediate area. You shouldn't have to call somebody any time something happens. You handle it. Got something in your hands? People listen. That's the way it happens. That's the way it goes. I got a few stories that I could tell, but I ain't gonna tell them on video, right? Yeah. So, we were talking about young people being triggered and weapons, firearms, crossbows, whatnot. Coffee. So, I like to trigger people because they need it. People need to be triggered. They need to be. It's good for them. It's good to get them all riled up over nothing. Because if they get all riled up over nothing, like this hat, for instance, right? See this red hat? I bet it's triggering some people right now. They probably automatically think that this is a Make America Great Again hat, right? Well, actually it's not. It's a Bushwood hat. Bushwood. Took me over 40 years to figure out what Bushwood meant. It's got a subliminal message to it. It's pretty funny in my opinion as a man. Bushwood, right? So, Caddyshack, the old movie, funny movie. This is Bushwood Country Club. So, anyway, it's not a quote-unquote MAGA hat, but it you know, for any leftist clown that's not really like, you know, they're not really switched on. They're not switched on at all anyway. They're all a bunch of bumbling idiots. But if I'm wearing this in town, if I put this on and wear it around town, they might automatically think it's a MAGA hat. It did start going off, you know. If I get that kind of reaction out of somebody, it'd make my day, right? So I'm waiting. I am waiting to be able to have a little fun with this hat. And again, you know, that's from the 70s, right? Caddyshack, Bushwood Country Club and all that. That's from the 70s, so a lot of young people ain't even gonna know what that is. What is that? Must be a version of a MAGA hat. MAGA! Right? So, anyway, we got all these idiot women who are shaving their heads, you know, because Trump won, right? I can't wait to encounter some of those either. I'm gonna go, you know, I'm just gonna start dancing, right? But what they don't realize is that in the movie Caddyshack at Bushwood Country Club, you got this, you know, you got this woodchuck. Some people call them groundhogs. Some people call them whistle pigs. Anyway, he's dancing. Na 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 na, na 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 na, na 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 na. Yeah, so go watch that movie Caddyshack. You'll have a good time, and you'll be having that song in your head for days when you get done. So, yeah. Have a good time with it. You know, a lot of these, there's a lot of leftists though that just, they're trying to smooth things over because they know that they are now on the radar. They're now on the radar. Deportations are coming. And leftist people are now on the radar because they're the clowns that we need to be, you know, taken care of. All of the mentally ill people that went crazy online and were crying and breaking down, and I was on my way to get my meds and I saw this guy in a Trump hat and woo, you know, they're just breaking down like they can't handle seeing somebody in a Trump hat, you know. And by the way, they were on their way to get their meds. What does that tell you? They're already screwed up in the head as it is. Those people need to be locked away. We need to reopen those mental asylums, and we need to get all those crazies back in. They all need to be locked away. It's there's two things that need to be done in this country. First of all, they shut down all the mental asylums and they let them out. That was a big no-no. They shouldn't have done that because they let them out to roam free, and then they were breeding. And now we got more crazies. So we had crazies, and now we got more crazies because they let them out. The people keep saying, we need better mental blah, blah, blah. We need mental health, blah, blah, blah. They had it. They had mental health. I knew a woman that was going back to school. It was around 2000-ish, 2002, somewhere in there. She was going back to school because she got let go. She had been at a nurse at a mental health hospital, and they shut it down. She was going back to school to retrain something else. Anyway, so they shut all of that mental health stuff down because people whined about the cost of it. So you're going to whine about this, or you're going to whine about that? What do you want? Right? So we got to lock them away. They let all these different hospitals get dilapidated. Now you got people running around with tape recorders in there trying to catch ghosts, which are demons. And most of them are dilapidated now. Some of them are still in really good shape. There's one over in to the west of where I'm at. They converted it into something else, so that one's a good repair. But some of these places just sitting empty. Well, instead of spending billions on things, you know, on this or that, You know, they should have took that money and cleaned up all these mental hospitals and locked up all these loonies, right? So we got all these lunatic people that are there. They are mentally ill and they are spiritually ill. There's a lot of people who were in mental hospitals that just had demons. They had demonic obsession or possession, and they were locked up. And that's like I said, you got people running around with tape recorders, you know, trying to catch ghosts, you know, on audio, but they're really demons. The demons love to hang out in places like that. They do. They love hanging out in places like that because if you look in the Bible, they like to inhabit places so that they could, you know, they want to inhabit homes, and they want to inhabit buildings, and they want to inhabit people if they can. You know, they want to have a place. Yeah. Anyway. So, we got things are coming up. The revolt is still coming up. Sometime between 2023 and 2027, roughly, is kind of my window that some major stuff's going to start happening. So, the revolt's coming. My Bible says revolt. It wasn't influenced by King James. It was before King James. King James said, I don't like that word. Don't put that word in there. Say something else. Right? But a lot of people that say King James only, as far as the Bible's concerned, a lot of Protestants that use King James only, and they, you know, they're thumping that King James, boy. I'll tell you, you know, there's some nice, you know, some of it reads pretty darn nice. You know, I like the way some of it reads. But, you know, you gotta go older. You gotta get somebody who's not influenced, right? You gotta get some guy, the guy that translated the Bible that I use spent 18 years. 18 years, probably sitting there by candlelight, or maybe even oil lamp, word for word, translating from the Latin and the Hebrew and the Greek into English, word for word. No interpretations, just, oh, that word, it means this. Okay, he just cross-references the several languages. That word is this word in English. Right? Word for word. That's the way you do it. That way there's nobody saying, take that word revolt out of there because I'm a king. You don't have that. Alright? Got about a minute left. Anyway, we had Thanksgiving. You know, you and I, we both had Thanksgiving. Right? Had our bird meat and real bird meat, because that's the way people like us do it. We eat real meat. You know, we don't eat tofurkey. We eat meat. So we had our meat. We had our stuffing. Alright, stuffing. Stuff the bird. Right? Stuff the bird with that stuff. Yeah. You actually got people that think that you can get sick from stuffing the bird with your stuffing. Oh yeah, I'm going to get sick. I put it in 350, 400 degrees for, you know, a certain period of time. Things are going to live after that. No. People are so dumb these days. Alright guys, I'll let you go. See you later.